As weather warnings abounded from the Met Office, fifers from everywhere, it seemed, still made their way to Dalgety Bay to have their say. As part of its customer focus, Scotrail hosted a public meeting to allow rail users their chance to question the service and to make suggestions. They came from far and wide.
I'm Jane Anderson, I've come down from St Andrews.
Hello, I'm Pamela Minnis, I'm from Kilburn.
David Cook.
Thanks. John McTaggart.
David Stewart. I've been travelling from Aberdeen for quite a few years now. Several questions, but I'll just ask one at the moment.
In an ideal world, absolutely.
I would like to use the train a lot more, and I think my grandson would like me to take him to Edinburgh by train because it's more exciting than the bus. But the fact is, on behalf of us old goats, we get to go on the bus absolutely free, whereas there's a cost to going train. I don't mind the cost, but I have been put off somewhat by trains that are packed out like cattle trucks at peak times, and sometimes, you know, everybody thinks pensioners can go whenever they like. You can't go just whenever you like, and sometimes we have to use peak services as well. So these efforts to increase capacity, I think, are most welcome. But I'm really looking for some encouragement that you're interested in the business of people like me travelling on the train, because frankly, you get the impression that we're sort of not valued customers, and I think Fife certainly needs both what your colleague said in growing the capacity and increasing the capacity, but we certainly need some more investment if we're going to get more people travelling by train, in my humble opinion.
No, thanks for that.
Lady here from Fife Council. We're quite happy to work with Fife Council on how we can try and budget, if the car parks are for real use only, how we can try and bring in something for rail users to put something on their cars. But again, in most occasions we don't own the car parks, they are operated and owned by Fife Council, so we would need to work with Fife Council on that, and I'm quite sure there's maybe something we can try and do with that, and we'll take it away and have a look at it.
And along with questions, of course, there were also some very good suggestions.
From about 200 passengers to 1,000 passengers has come in this year to the site. There will be more next year.
And I think engaging now with the people who are really involved with tourism.
Scotrail wants travellers to be more happy by signing up to its information service, and its MD even likes the idea of capitalising on the cruise liner market.
Well, we're really pleased with the turnout tonight. We've seen an awful lot of different questions coming from people. Obviously a great passion for rail in Fife, and people want to protect our services and make sure they get as much service as they can. And I think that was really important for us tonight to listen to that, to take from that, to go back and look at how can we help people in Fife improve the service. And it is important to us, we take a large amount of people across the Forth, and we need to work on how we can take them more effectively, and obviously cost is a major issue for them as well, and we have to look at that going forward. And it's very much about how do we get communication, particularly in this day and age with people with iPhones, iPads, how do we get information out as quickly as we can. The Scotrail app is designed round about information for people almost immediately about how their train is running, and it will update their individual trains if they feed the information in. The app was only launched last year, and we've got 120,000 people who have downloaded it, and we want to encourage more people, particularly coming into winter time where disruption is more prevalent due to the weather and inclement weather that we see. Cruise lines coming into Scotland now, we've got a very similar thing in the west of Scotland, in Greenock being a big terminal port now, Rosyth obviously growing, larger boats coming in. So I think it's a very important market that we can tap into, and we do need to work with the local community, and I think the information we heard tonight was very, very important to us, and we'll get back and working that. I like the idea of creating a leaflet for the cruise lines so that they can then hand that out to customers on the boats.